Okay, so my name is Daphne Maldonado, and the topic I chose for my presentation was a way to make the transitional bilingual program better for students to learn English. So, okay, why bilingual education programs? So, a lot of people may think that the easiest way for students to learn English is by putting them in English only classes. But studies have shown that when comparing students whose first language is not English, um, and if they are put in a classroom, in a bilingual classroom versus an English only classroom, the students perform better with their literacy development and their phonological awareness. Um, Also, the students become more comfortable to learn while being in a bilingual classroom compared to the students which are in an English only classroom. Just imagine having to be in a class where full of strangers where they're speaking in a completely different language that you don't understand. It could be stressful for the students and their confidence levels may decline, which means they probably won't perform the best. So it's better for non-English speakers to be in a bilingual classroom to actually get a good learning experience. Okay. So there are multiple different bilingual education programs, but the ones that are the most common are dual language and transitional bilingual. In dual language, students learn content in native language and second language throughout school. And in transitional bilingual, students learn content in native language in early elementary years and then transition out of it in higher elementary years. So transitional bilingual, let's just say Spanish, they start learning, they start school in Spanish classes, and then by third and fourth grade, they start introducing English to the students. And then once they hit middle school, they are in fully English classes. So that's how transitional works. And dual language, they're learning in both languages at the same time throughout their whole educational career. So dual language. Dual language is an additive language program, which means that the students are learning in their native language and they continue to learn and grow in their native language. Um, comparing students in a dual language classroom and a transitional bilingual classroom, the students in the dual language classroom have stronger cognitive skills and they are more ready for higher education compared to students in transitional bilingual. And this program, ideally, it should be from kinder to 12th grade. But if you really think about it, from kinder to 12th grade, that means that the teachers have to be available for them. Usually we see bilingual education teachers in elementary, maybe some in middle school, but if a school provides dual language, they should have it all throughout high school, which means they have to hire more teachers and they have to have the proper funding for that. So that's why we don't really see dual language. Well, I don't really see dual language in the area I live in because um, I am surrounded by Title I schools and maybe the schools don't have enough funding for dual language. But honestly, I think it's the better option between both of the more common bilingual education programs. And now, transitional bilingual. Transitional bilingual is a subtractive language program, which means that students suffer through language loss while they're learning English. So this means that since they transition into only English classes, their Spanish, let's put this as the language example, the Spanish doesn't develop while the English is developing, and the Spanish becomes lower than what they start learning in English. So once they hit like high school, they become students that um, may have lost their Spanish language. Maybe they don't really understand it anymore. So the transitional bilingual program is a subtractive language program, which is not the best. We always want our students to be biliterate. Um, this is also the most common bilingual education program. And the transition for our students is hard because they go from being in Spanish only classes and they start introducing it. But once they hit middle school, it's only English and that's the way it has to be. And if you don't understand something, you start getting behind. Um, so it's it's hard transitioning. So my solution is that since a school if a school is not um does not have the funds to provide a dual language program and they still have to provide a bilingual education program, which is transitional bilingual, they should um they should start teaching higher elementary bilingual students early early English language skills like phonics, grammar, and spelling. So I thought that they could go weekly. Let's just pretend like during special times like um PE, music, art. Maybe one of those options could be English class. And in the English class they could learn things like phonics, rules, grammatical rules, phonics rules, spelling rules, because the English language is an opaque language. You don't really know what's happening until you really learn about it. I know I struggled with all of these skills when I transitioned from Spanish to English classes. And I really suffered with my grades and I fell behind. And I know that if I had this option available where I could learn about the English rules while being in elementary before fully transitioning to English classes, I feel like I could have been better in school. So that's what I think could help the students. And actually, I have a story for y'all. I think a week ago, I asked my cousin, she's in first grade, I asked my cousin how she's doing in school, and she's also in bilingual classes. And she told me that she was learning about the magic E and she was learning English language skills while being in bilingual education in first grade. And I thought that was really cool. And I'm pretty sure it was the teacher that was just, oh, teaching them because they'll have to learn about it eventually. Um, so maybe um, it could start earlier than higher elementary grades. I was thinking of it starting in third and fourth grade. But since my cousin was doing it in first grade, I think we could start from the beginning of school, just a few rules. And these are my references. Thank you.